Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bristol Township Council meeting. This is February 16th, 2023. Starting time is 7:05. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance and silent prayer for all our service personnel overseas here, the ones that didn't come back, and also for emergency responders that help us out 24/7, plus our police officers. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
President Bowen.
Here.
Vice President Murphy.
Present.
Mr. Antonello.
Here.
Ms. Dunlap.
Here.
Mrs. Wagner.
Present.
Mr. Blaylock.
Here.
Before we start the meeting, we met in executive session. Scott?
Yes, thank you. Prior to tonight's meeting, Bristol Township Council met in executive session where matters of personnel, township real estate, property, and a litigation issue were discussed.
Thank you. Monthly reports are available for review in the Township Manager's office. Public comments will be taken on land development and official action items. General comments will be taken during opportunity for residents to address council. Next, we have a presentation to Redevelopment Authority of the County of Bucks, Bristol Township Blight Program. Jeff?
Well, hello.
Hi, Jeff. Jeff's gonna discuss the Blight Program, which was put in 2016. We had over 203 homes that were boarded up, abandoned. And Jeff, you can take it from there, how everything started and where we're at.
Sure. Well, thank you, Council President.
You're welcome.
And members of Council, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Jeff Darwalk. I'm the Executive Director of the Bucks County Redevelopment Authority. I'm here to talk about the Bristol Township Blight Abatement Program. It's been a very successful program, and I certainly would like to acknowledge the Township Manager, staff, department heads that we work with on this project. It's been a great partnership, a well-managed partnership that has resulted in a tremendous amount of success over the past 6.5 years, and I'd like to take you through that now. So I put together a little presentation. As Council President Bowen stated, we started this program back in 2016 with over 200 properties in the township's inventory. The focus has been on vacant residential blighted properties. I'm of the opinion that every municipality in Bucks County should have a blight program just like Bristol Township, and this is, I think, the model for Bucks County and I think and Pennsylvania. It's been such a great success. So to that end, we actually put together a little video that we're going to be showing everybody here, and that we're gonna present to everybody in Bucks County as to why blight programs they should have one. So hopefully this comes through okay. Turn it on.
That's great. So you'll tell everybody you should be like Bristol Township.
Exactly. Yep. So do we have sound? Let me back up. Right back again. We can come back to that. Yep, not a big deal. I think pictures are worth 1,000 words. So I'm going to just skip over the video because I was going to bookend it at the end. But basically, right now I'll show you some of the completed projects we did over the years. Absolutely, yeah. We're going to have it on our website. Actually, I think you have it, right? So, yeah, we'll make sure everybody has it. No problem. So this is one of the first projects that we started off with. It's on Crosswood Lane, and this is a before picture of what the property looked like, and that's what it was afterwards. This was property on Fleetwing Drive, an end-unit townhome that was subject to a fire and sat vacant for many, many years. That's what it looked like, and that's what it looks like now. Another property, I promise you there is a house behind all that trees and weeds. That's on Karen Avenue, and that's what it looks like now. I'll show you typically what we see on the insides of these properties. This is from Karen Avenue. That's the kitchen looking into the living room, and that's what it looks like now. This is one of the bedrooms, and that's what it looks like now. This is a property on Winder Drive. We partnered with Habitat for Humanity on this project. It was an excellent project. We've done a couple of them in Bristol Township and elsewhere in Bucks County. And this is the welcoming home ceremony for the deserving new homeowners. Very good project. This is a property on Apple Tree Drive, and that's what it looks like today. This is one of our more recently completed projects on Girard Avenue, and that's what it looks like today. Project on Ashby Avenue. So oftentimes we have to get other folks involved, and it's like an all-hands-on-deck type of deal, and this was one of those projects because it was serviced by septic. But we were able to work with the township, with Bristol Borough Sewer Authority, and actually the Housing Authority, and actually connect this property and hook it up to public sewer. So, like I said, it was an all-hands-on-deck effort, and that's what it looks like today. So, one of our other first-generation projects on Elmhurst Drive. My predecessor, Bob White, funny story, he went to check out the property, and I told him where it was. You know, it's on the corner of Elmhurst, right on the right when you come off of 413, and he calls me up, and he's driving around. He's like, Jeff, I've been driving around for 15 minutes. I can't find the property. I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm on Elmhurst. I'm like, it's right there. So you can't tell from this picture, but it was like the spring or summertime, and you couldn't even see the house from the roadway. So that's what it looks like today. And you got a twofer for this one because the redeveloper was able to subdivide this, so he built a brand new second house right next door. One of our favorite ones is on Mallow Lane, another all-hands-on-deck effort. This one, yes, yep. We had the congressman involved in this one. We had, it was VAR. Yes, correct. Mr. Flager did a great job. Yeah, this one was a tough one to get cleared, and this is what it looks like today. And, oh, there we go. We got Councilman Antonello and Mr. Flager participating in the blight clearance there. So, so we don't only do residential, but the main focus of this program has been residential. We also do commercial and industrial. This is an industrial property in the Edgeley Industrial Park. We call it the former Rapid Circuits building. Property that was severely underwater. We were able to come in, condemn it, clean it up, and this is what it looks like today. It was condoed into 5 different units. 2 different businesses are now located in there, 100% occupied, and Councilman Bowen did a tremendous job at the ribbon cutting for Keene compressed gas. So there you are. Yep. So we don't always get involved in projects as the redevelopment authority. Sometimes it just takes the action of blighting the property to get a result, which is great. That's what we want. So, so this is the property on 111, or I think it's on your agenda today, actually. on Veterans Highway. That donut shop sat there vacant, boarded up for years, and we blighted the property, sent notices to the owners, and then they took action and demolished the building. There we go. And the same thing for the old Freightliner property, as we call it, right up the street on 413. Blighted the property, sent a notice to the owner. I think that building sat like that for at least 10 years. And then they actually ended up demolishing the property. So we don't always have condemnations in the last resort, always the last resort. Sometimes it just takes an action of notifying the owners, and then they step up and address it. So just from a broad overview of the program results. Started the program in 2016, 208 properties, I believe, that were in the inventory. By the end of 2022, I believe there was less than 50 properties, vacant properties in the township's inventory. We've condemned actually 35 properties now. And one thing I'm really proud of, a number that I'm really proud of, and I think everybody here should be proud of, is that startup cost number of $185,000. That's the amount of funds the township provided to the RDA to capitalize this program to acquire these blighted properties. We've condemned 35 of these now and never had to ask you for additional funds. So, in other words, it's a self-sustaining program that has just had tremendous results. On top of that, we have to pay just compensation when we take properties. We can't just take them for nothing. Out of the just compensation, we always pay back liens and back taxes, any mortgages. So what that means for the township and the taxing bodies is we've collected over $270,000 in delinquent taxes and liens. Transfer taxes from the resale of these properties and the transfer from the RDA to the developer for these properties is $186,000. The township has collected over $42,000 in permitting fees for these condemned properties that we've worked on. And then annually, when you look at the real estate taxes paid by these properties, that equals $144,000 in local real estate taxes. And we put a rough estimate of about $27,000 of earned income taxes to the township. So remember, these were vacant properties, and now these are occupied properties with people in them. And just drilling down a little bit further, I'll kind of end here. What that means is, obviously, the school district is a big winner. Annually, from these properties, they collect over $117,000 per year. We've estimated delinquent school taxes that were paid to be $185,000, and then roughly another $49,000 in transfer taxes to the school district. So it benefits them as well. And for the township, over $91,000 in transfer taxes and permitting fees, over $40,000 in estimated annual revenues from EIT and real estate taxes, and over $51,000 in delinquent taxes paid back to the township. So all in all, this program has been a home run, and look forward to another year of success. I know we have 3 properties that my board will be considering tomorrow to acquire and condemn. We have 1 project working right now on McIntosh, and again, it's just been a great success. I'm happy to answer any questions. Certainly get the video out to everybody so they can see it. And
I have the video here if you want me to play it.
okay.
So we have the volume, and then we can go back here. Just nobody talks, so we can.
Let me get back there. Do you want me to tell you to go? All right. Might it work if you pull the video up? I have it on the thumb drive. There you go. That's it right there.
Ready?
Ready? Okay, here we go.
And making our county better every day. One way the RDA helps to improve Bucks County is through the Blight Abatement Program. The RDA partners with municipalities to implement blight programs that better our neighborhoods, communities, and local tax revenue. The RDA provides municipalities the flexibility to negotiate the selection of developers based on the merit of a proposal and not the highest offer. In Bristol Township, the Blight Abatement Program reduced the number of vacant homes while increasing tax revenue. In 2015, there were over 200 vacant homes in Bristol Township. Since then, the Redevelopment Authority and the township have worked together to blight and rehab dozens of these properties in need. By 2022, fewer than 50 vacant properties remain. In Warminster Township, the program is transforming the long blighted and abandoned Shenandoah Woods development. 51 acres of abandoned houses are being safely demolished and turned into a public park. The Bucks County Blight Abatement Program will help turn this into this. Does your municipality suffer from blighted properties? A blighted property is a public nuisance or attractive nuisance to children. It accumulates trash, debris, or is a haven for vermin. It's unfit for human habitation. It's a fire hazard. Lacks utilities, making structure unfit for intended use. Is tax delinquent for 2 years and vacant. Is vacant and not code compliant within a year of notice of violations. Any abandoned property, defective title, is environmentally hazardous, or a combination of these issues. If this sounds familiar, get in touch and learn how the Redevelopment Authority can help better your community today.
That's terrific. Glad to see the Redevelopment Authority is going to expand that program throughout the county. That is a, a worthy endeavor.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Next, we have Parks and Recreation. Push that button down. Green. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I had to do that last time. First and foremost, I'm looking forward to showing you our progress from 2022 and to talk about 2023 and what we're looking to do for our goals. As most of you know, I started in June, and I'm blessed to have Dana and Jair, who were part of 2022, and were a big part of our successes. So when we sat and met about this, I'm happy to say that they're a big part of this presentation as well. Okay. Our accomplishments, before we do that, our staff, myself as the Director of Parks and Rec, Jair Brown is our Program Coordinator, Dana Coleman is our Administrative Assistant. This year we brought on John Gillis, who has been a godsend. John does our park maintenance and audits and has been very instrumental in helping us upgrade the parks. You'll see that as we go through the presentation. And certainly Scott Cooper is our municipal park staff. Is very involved with a lot of our programs when we have our events here.
Just so I understand, Brian, I don't mean to interrupt, but those two other people are full-time employees
Scott
now?
is part-time, but John's more, yeah, John's part-time as well, but he's here a lot. John does a lot.
Okay, we can talk about that later. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, so we grew the department, as I said, with more employees. We utilize the entire park for more practices, games, and events. Jair Brown does a terrific job with the different programs that come in to rent our facilities, such as the War Dogs. We have Casa Soccer, Unionville Soccer, a lot of other high schools that come in and utilize our fields. We opened up the splash pad this year, which was a huge success, and we had some full season extended hours with our splash pad, and we also had some employees summer employees that were there that were very successful having those guys there, and had a lot of different groups come up and utilize our facility. Proud to say that we sold out our summer camp for the last 2 years, and I'm definitely proud to say tonight that after a week and a half of having camp out, we are now proud to say we sold it out for 3 years in a row. So summer camp is sold out for this year. We continued our professional relationship with Bristol Riverside Theater. They had some excellent concerts here last summer, and right now they're in the works of getting their bands together now to be a part of the future of our Bristol Township. And then we opened up JFK Park and upgraded Policeman's Park. Here's a few pictures of the War Dogs using our practice facility, Casa Soccer, also our softball field that they utilized as well during the season. That's what the splash pad looks like when it's kind of lit up during the day, and it's great to have more kids here. It's great for the summer. The kids really enjoyed it. When you go out during the day, it's just nice to see. It's a beautiful weather, and there's so many kids here. This is 2 of our summer camp trips. We put together some highlighted pictures of where the kids went. This Big Kahuna is a great park that the kids go to, Water Park, and certainly the Chamonix Shore Picnic Park. Both of them already been booked for 2023. As is Sesame Place and the Holly Rock Game Show. I didn't really know exactly what that was until Jai here explained it to me, and to see the kids kind of light up when they do this game show and play against one another, it's kind of been a highlight of our summer camp. So Holly Rock is also back for 2023. These are the 4 bands that Bristol Riverside Theater had. Obviously, the Indigo Girls, Commodores, Russell Tompkins, and the Stylistics, and the 70s soundtrack group was a big hit as well. This is probably some of the pictures I'm most proud of. Dana did a terrific job of taking these pictures in the park, but you see the upgrades at JFK Park, the fields, the pavilions, the basketball court, the walkway. Just some great pictures, and we've had some people already utilize the pavilion for little birthday parties, and more people were starting to use JFK for practices and other, programs. Also, Policeman's Park is one of our parks that was upgraded. They did a terrific job. The blue basketball court, it kind of looks great in the sun when you see it outside, and it's being utilized all the time. There's a lot of kids over there. So. So now for our 2023 goals. I have a little bit of a background, obviously, with the concert stuff. So when we met, we were really excited to be able to present the opportunity to have some concerts of our own. So this year we have 3 awesome bands. We have a Motown band called the Sensational Soul Cruisers that will be here June 16th. We also have a new band that's kind of into this area, but they travel a lot. They're also in line with the same agent as the Soul Cruisers, and they're called Frontier. They're the #1 Journey tribute band, and they bring a terrific crowd. And the last group, we tried to split it up a little bit. We have a country band called Shot of Southern, and these guys are all Archbishop Ryan graduates. I met them a couple years back. They bring a great crowd, and they're going to be a lot of fun. Shot of Southern. Oh, we have June 16th will be the Soul Cruisers. July 28th is Frontier, and August 12th is Shot of Southern. And they all have rain dates on them. You'll be able to see that. They're a country band. They're really, yeah, that's the name of their, but they're a country band. They're terrific. Okay. The other thing we wanted to do is opening up the concession stand, having some seasonal workers during having the splash pad open during the day. So that's one of our goals, to be able to do that and hire some seasonal workers when there's different programs going on. So having the concession stand open would be a big help. Field sponsorships is another thing we wanted to do. We have a group program that we're putting together, a whole packet to sponsor all of the different events that we have, anything from our Fall Fest to National Night Out, to sponsoring fields, having banners on the fields. We have a picture of Rob's banner, and we're going to get a signature size where, when we present it to the different, businesses around here in Bristol, we'd like to kind of fill up the fields. And I think that'd be another way for us to kind of bring in more income in 2023. Okay. This next group right here is a group that I'm super excited about. I had the chance to meet with Randy, and she gave me the go to go with it. Jumpstart Sports is a program that's been around for a long time. They do a partnership with different groups, and the best part about them is they bring everything. It's all about the kids. Each kid gets a T-shirt, they get a medal, and we give out certificates. It's a 6-week program, and they come and they set everything up. If it's lacrosse, they bring the sticks, they bring the balls, they do everything. They have their own instructors, and it's a great partnership. We're happy to say that we put it out already in February, and you don't even really need to have like a minimum of 10 kids, and I'm proud to say we have over like 25 kids signed up for the different programs that we already have, which is awesome since it's only mid-February. So they're not starting until April. All three. Yep, all 3 programs. They're all starting in April. We have ages 3 to 5. It's called Hummingbird Soccer. It's a little program for little kids, and then they have 6 to 8. The next group for lacrosse is, that's a younger group as well. They are 6 to 8 and 9 to 10 is that group for lacrosse. And then for T-ball, it's younger as well. It's 3 to 5 and 6 to 8. So, but again, the best part about it is they bring everything, and it's kind of a great teaching program. Some of the instructors are former college players in lacrosse, and some big-time high school players or coaches that actually come and do it. So glad to bring them here, and hopefully it'll be a partnership where we can expand, because these were the first 3 programs we picked, but we hope to pick some of the other ones if they're a success.
And Brian was just saying that we just didn't have anything for this age group in the area, and that's what he wanted to do, was expand bringing events and programs throughout for all of our age groups in the area.
It's a terrific idea, and especially for sports, it's like anything. Learning, reading, sports, the earlier you engage children, the more they develop a love and, a passion, and it becomes an activity. It's just a great idea. I applaud it. I just want to know when the basketball is happening.
We're working on that, definitely. Jair and I are definitely working on that.
Is there a fee to join these?
The best part about it is it's $100, but it's for 6 weeks.
Okay.
You really
Has the
can't
people, I just want to ask, has anybody showed up and said, I can't afford it? Do you
No,
ever have that?
we haven't
No,
really.
okay.
No, but
So,
it's-
let me just, the reason I ask is I belong to a community foundation. We raise a lot of money. They just called me before I came, not knowing, Greg, we have some money. We have a lot of money. And is there anything we can give money for your park and recs or something like that if people can't afford it?
When we posted online about the registration, there was one resident, I think she was a resident online, we haven't really checked, but she said that this was too much money.
When I just to rebuttal on that too, when I first saw that, I got a little nervous and I went to Randy, but ironically, that's the program that has the most kids signed up already, which is T-ball.
All right, we'll
So-
talk later. There's
maybe
money
you can do
available.
something like scholarships available and
Sure,
do it on a
absolutely.
case-by-case
I mean, again,
basis.
we had just said, we have nothing, so we want to try something,
Yeah, no, I got it. And I hate to see a child left
not
out.
be able to. Sure,
Right.
absolutely,
And
that's
we have money
wonderful. We're
available.
looking for anything for anybody.
We'll
greatly
talk later
appreciate
about
that.
how to do that, okay?
Yes.
Great. Thanks, Craig.
So again, we talked about increasing field sponsorships for the banners and some of our other programs. That's what we would look to do. We showed you the Rob's banner. And then the last thing is just to bring in more revenue through our events. Our dates are already set for National Night Out. Last year, we were 6 to 8. This year, we're going to go 3 hours. We're going 5 to 8. We already have 3 food trucks committed. We already have some moon bounces and things from Betty's, so we're already ahead of the game with that. And same thing with Fall Fest. Our Fall Fest is September 23rd with a rain date of the 24th. And we're already moving in a great direction with that. I've already had vendors reaching out to me, and we've been working on solidifying our vendors. So we have 4 food trucks already committed for that, which is great. So with those things, you got to get them out in advance because so many people look to book. And thanks to Randy, I'm glad we moved our Fall Fest up, which is great because I think when you have it in September, it's terrific because when you get to the later months, unfortunately, Mother Nature did not cooperate with us last year. We still had a wonderful crowd, but when you get back into later into October, you get into some other events for Halloween and stuff, so.
Yeah, and we have our, so I just was waiting for it tonight. And then Brian already has a calendar of events for 2023 already done. So we'll post them on our website and Facebook, and we'll get it out to council so that everybody's aware. And we'll start promoting, advertising, and going, as fast as we can for everybody to know. Make sure, if people are inundated. So the last thing we want to know for any one of our events, the last thing we want to hear is, I didn't know. We're starting early. We'll be ferocious. We'll be tenacious. We'll get it in all the schools. We'll get it in the hands of all the kids. We'll get it in the grocery stores. We'll get it in, we'll get sponsorship information to all of our businesses, and we just plan on getting bigger and better every year.
Absolutely.
Quick question, we still will be having concert dates in conjunction with the Bristol Riverside Theater?
Yeah, so we held some dates for them. They're actually in the process of trying to book their events.
Got it.
Randy and I met with them. We had ours booked first and wanted to make sure we solidified those, and we're just waiting on who they will have.
Okay,
And we'll
good.
get that out to you guys as well.
Thanks,
Okay?
Brian.
Great, thank you so much. Okay.
Ray, you were a councilman before I was, and who would think when I came on board, the roads looked like Beirut. Township was disarray. This building was in disarray, and a decade later, we got concerts and.
Township came a long way in 10 years.
Yeah, for everybody's help. It's great to see. Next, we have Bob Mateague, Building and Planning Department.
How we doing, council?
Very good.
Just
Bob
wanna-
is the head guy of Building and Planning and Code Enforcement. So welcome.
Thank you.
What do we got, Bob?
Just want to say thank you for the opportunity to be here, council and Randy. It's been fun. Yep. Yeah. Good. I was born and raised in this township, and it's fun to see it continue to grow and move forward. You guys are doing a great job, and it's fun to work here. We've got a good team behind us, and it's fun. Yeah. My department consists of Bo Fleming, he's a supervisor, Carla Helbling and Kevin Schuster, who are code enforcement inspectors, Colleen Costello, who's the administrative assistant, Nicole Soji, who's the office manager, and Adriana Colin, who is the office clerk. Being in code enforcement, it's a constant battle with the residents, and they come to bat every day and don't step down, so they do a very good job. Some of the accomplishments we had in 2022, we've collected $3.2 million in revenue. We ran an office challenge with my department because there was unpaid permanent fees sitting since 2006. Proud to say we collected $300,000 in them unpaid permit fees. They did a tremendous job. They stayed on top of the permittees, and it ran great. We like to stay aggressive with our code enforcement, trying to clean the township up a little bit, so we collected over $70,000 in non-traffic citation fines. That was doubling last year's numbers. We issued 7,100 permits and managed 20 land development projects. Good number is we got 59 pending projects for 23 and 24, so we're gonna be very busy. We made changes to several outdated ordinances, inspected 786 apartments, 186 houses. We completed our first year of annual safety inspection for apartments. We managed and closed 880 code enforcement complaints, blighted 13 vacant homes, and they're awaiting transfer to new owners. Abated 6 properties that were in nuisance condition, cleaned them up very well. We also served administrative search warrants to secure properties that were deemed unsafe for human occupancy. I have some pictures here of some of the properties that we have abated. This was on Balfour Avenue. It was pretty bad and overgrown. We had that cleaned up. This one was on 6 Starlight. Same, was very overgrown. A lot of nuisance condition. 21 Woodbine, you really couldn't even see the house from the street. It was cleaned up as well. 2504 Laurel Drive, that's right across from the township building. We cleaned the backyard of the property and actually filled in some tunnels that were in the backyard that the homeowner created. Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Tunnels. Yeah, tunnels. That one, This one here is 2307 Aracoba Street in Levittown. That was a property that's in pretty good nuisance condition. We cleaned that up as well. Yes, they were. Goals for 2023, continue to grow as a team and work towards our growth of consistency, communication, and public relations. Continue to make it easier for the everyday resident applying for permits with our new website that's coming. Develop our new software to make daily tasks more efficient for staff. Continue to update ordinances to meet current standards. Update the outdated forms and permits that we have. Keep up to date on the unpaid permits and temporary UNOs, and stay aggressive with code enforcement to continue to improve the township.
And you're opening a dry cleaning business, is that right? You should share that story, or somebody should share that story.
Yeah,
Randy, please.
Well, because Bob's never gonna, say the good that he does. We received a compliment and a thank you that could not have come out in an email as more gracious and over the top. Bob McTeague and who Bob graciously said it was not just him alone, it was Bo Fleming in his department as well. We unfortunately had to shut down a business because of extreme potential health and safety code enforcement issues. And it was a dry cleaner, and so these two gentlemen, the director and the supervisor of the department, made sure that they called all of the clients that had clothes and dry cleaning there for every single place, and made sure that everybody got all of their dry cleaning picked up or delivered.
Got 6 more tomorrow.
Really?
Delivered to the property.
New jacket that Bob wore.
Hey.
I don't know.
And he personally, the resident that emailed said that he personally delivered the young lady's quinceañera, am I saying that correctly? Quinceañera dress. And she emailed how beautiful that she looked, and she was so appreciative. And I'm not sure if it was the son's or the husband's ROTC uniform as well. And she would never have believed that somebody would be so kind and appreciative and so respectful. And that was our director of building and planning. And
Little kindness goes a long way,
it didn't surprise me, and it doesn't surprise anybody on this board. But we thank you for everything that you do.
And I just want to comment, having some familiarity with this particular business, that building and planning bent over backwards, worked with them, gave them, I can't begin to tell you how many opportunities to come into compliance before this step had to be taken. So, it wasn't, businesses take note. It wasn't that, we just slammed the door on somebody. Bob and his staff bent over backwards to help them, assist them in every way possible to come into compliance. And most of it is just not that difficult. There's danger involved, but it wasn't that difficult to rectify the situation, and they refused to do it. So
That credit also goes to the fire marshal's office because they found that on the business inspection. So
yeah. But anyhow,
And that, not only that, after that, we received an email from Fire Marshal, Chief, Emergency Management Coordinator, many titles to the man, Kevin DiPolito, thanking Bob and sending an email saying he did a great job on this project, and thanks him for his leadership in the department with the coordination now between the two departments is better than it has ever been.
Thanks, Bob. Great job, Bob. Thank you. Next, we have engineering. Kurt Schroeder with Gilmore and Associates. Try and top that one, Schroeder.
Oh, hey, big
Tough one to follow, buddy.
Bob Kindness McTagg back here. The gentle
I don't
giant.
see any emails here.
Did you say you
None.
today?
I didn't. I just have a boring life as an engineer. I actually became an engineer so I didn't have to public speak. So thanks for having me here tonight.
Glad you could come.
Just do some math.
He didn't even create this.
Not really that good at that either.
PowerPoint.
What? No, of course not. Are you kidding me? I'd say I'm just a pretty face, but I brought Samantha Brinker here tonight, and we all know that she's just the pretty face and the brains of the operation.
So what do we got, Schrody?
We have a 2022 year-end review and a 2023 look-ahead. So, thanks for having me, obviously. Thanks for letting us do what we do in Bristol Township. But Kurt Schroeder, and with me again is Samantha Brinker. Samantha does a lot of the land development work and MS4 work for the township, which I'll talk about. And then Sean Nagy is listed here as well. He's been doing a lot of the road programs and capital improvement projects for the township. So in 2022, related to the roadways, these are actually pretty small numbers compared to the very robust road program that we've been working on for the last decade. But that's a testament to the fact that the roads are now in relatively good shape considered, all things considered. And you can see on the right-hand side, all the roads that are highlighted are ones that have been paved since 2012. So yeah, we paved 11 roads, which equated to 3.17 miles. In total, since 2012, we've paved 554 roads for a total of 139 miles. Concurrent with doing the roads, we've also been whittling away at the curb ramps. So we've last year installed 66 curb ramps at 31 intersections. So these are the ADA compliant curb ramps. And totaling since 2017, we've done over 700 curb ramps at 312 intersections. One of the capital improvement projects that we worked on in 2022 is the Murillo Community Center. So you can see the architect's rendering of what that building looks like today compared to what it's planned to look like. And in addition to the building, there's some land that surrounds it. So there's a full site plan, site improvement plan that's being developed as well. Next is the Senior Center and Park and Rec buildings. Again, this is a rendering prepared that shows the existing Senior Center building on the left and then the new improved facilities to the right. Included with that is the stormwater management that would be needed for all the added impervious surfaces, and it'll be an ADA compliant facility. This slide again shows the architect's rendering of what's planned right next door to this building, right next door to the existing senior center. An interesting topic that is, you'll probably hear a little bit more about tonight, but throughout 2022, we were able to receive some grant money to address what was identified as the priority one issues with Randall Avenue Bridge, and that's the concrete abutments on both sides of the bridge. So the planned project for 2023 is to reinforce the abutments and apply some pretty sophisticated material, resin, that'll actually encapsulate that deteriorated concrete and help extend its service life. Randall Avenue Bridge is a challenging bridge. It's over the Amtrak line. It's relatively a low volume bridge, meaning it doesn't have a lot of traffic daily, meaning that it's also not super competitive for getting grant funds. But we were able to receive close to $1 million in grant monies to try and extend the service life of the bridge. The next slide gets into the land development reviews that we do, which is a major part of what we do, and Bob mentioned some of this. But first and foremost, we did update some of the ordinances. We had to maintain compliance with stormwater management regulations. In addition, our firm's working on a comprehensive park and recreation and open space plan, of which also grant monies were received. You heard about the 20 land development reviews. There's just some statistics with land developments, but I would say, you know, working in Bucks County, working for numerous municipalities, Bristol Township it has to be, and there's statistics that the Bucks County Planning Commission has, but we have to be one of the busiest municipalities. And I think part of that is because of the good service and the cooperation that we provide to applicants. We try real hard to keep, the red tape to a minimum. I know there's always challenges that we can't overcome. There's things that we have to do that we can't not do. And especially on the small projects, we try to streamline that so property owners aren't overwhelmed by what's often much more rigorous and costly procedures than they hope to have to go through. So yeah, definitely a busy year in 2022, and 2023 is probably not going to let up at all, if not be even more busy. So I talked a little bit about the grant funding. We're always constantly trying to find grants. We were able to secure, through everyone's help, including Manager Randy Elton, who's always really good with grants, $975,000 for Randall Avenue Bridge, and then also MS4. We have to do lots of compliance and projects for that, but we were able to get $255,000 toward that grant. The next slide here talks about MS4, which is a DEP mandate, but we're in the permit cycle now where we have to do pollution reduction plan projects, so that $255,000 is going to go to some swales to try to reduce sediment release. And we've been able to help maintain compliance since 2003 with all the MS4 requirements. And then here's an example of that Plum Ridge Vegetated Bioswale project. And the purpose is to reduce sediment releases from our MS4 stormwater management system.
And like Craig likes to say, it's the unfunded mandate.
This is true, but we were able to find some funds, so that's at least a positive. So in 2023, we're looking at continuing the road program, paving 17 roads. We're also hoping to construct 62 curb ramps. We're working on mapping the storm sewer system more accurately. That's something that for forever hasn't really existed. And that's going to help us to work with Public Works to create a better storm sewer maintenance program so that instead of reacting to collapsed pipes and inlets, hopefully we can whittle away at getting ahead of it, just like we have with the road network. The MS4 compliance and pollution reduction plan projects are ones that we have to continue to get done. We have a time clock to complete them. The construction projects in 2023, hopefully Murillo Community Park, the Senior Center Park and Rec Building, the Plum Ridge Vegetated Swales for the PRP, and work on the Randall Avenue Bridge are all planned to happen this year. That's all we got.
Okay. Thank you for that update. It's great to see you, and appreciate you. You did a great job.
Thanks, Craig.
You're welcome, Mr. Schroeder.
Revisit that public
Yes.
speaking thing.
Yes.
Nicely
Thanks.
done, Kurt.
Thank you.
Mostly Samantha.
Okay, now we're going to move really quick here. We have a consent agenda. Consider approval of voucher list and requisition dated February 16th, 2023, in the amount of $2,010,000. Thank you. $797.84. Consider approval of January 19, 2023 council meeting minutes. Consider resolution for an official sewage facility planning module for 1111 Veterans Highway, Bristol. Consider resolution for an official sewage facility planning module for 914 Bellevue Avenue, Croydon. So we need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello.
Second.
Second by Sidney Murphy. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a report from Township Manager.
Thank you, President Bowen. Just wanted to remind everybody that our next meeting was advertised as a rescheduled meeting. Won't be the third Thursday of the month. It'll be a Wednesday, which is the following week, March 22nd. So that was advertised, and we'll remind everybody, but as it comes closer, just reminding everybody here tonight.
I'm putting it in my phone.
Okay?
Is that
It
okay?
was just rescheduled for a purposely that date.
Hey, real important, I have tickets to the Bristol Riverside Theater.
Oh, well, you have to
I'll have
support
to
the
get
theater.
it subbed out, yeah,
You have
sorry.
to- You have to support the theater.
Have to support the theater.
Yes. The next item that I'd like to advise everybody is that we are aware that the sewer billing for the Croydon wastewater treatment plant service area went out. It was out a couple weeks later than usual, and it was because we have a new sewer program, and it was not without issue, and we apologize and we're aware. And we are actively trying to correct the issues, and we will fix them all for the next quarter so that it will not happen again. Please do call. My assistant Jessica has been wonderful, has probably returned over 140 phone calls, and has been helping out everybody that has been possible. The girls up front in the tax office and finance office have been wonderful, and we are working through everybody, and we appreciate your patience until everything is corrected and through until we get through this cycle. And the last order of business, as our township engineer had mentioned, we did receive a almost $1 million grant, which we thought were the priority one issues that we have been advised for the Randall Avenue Bridge, Edgeley Bridge. We had recently been advised and instructed, and residents have also been advising us through Amtrak and residents that there's concrete falling on the tracks. They're on Amtrak underneath the Randall Avenue Bridge. At this point, we've been directed by Amtrak to fix it. We've been in conversations with Amtrak that we are directing them that they can go out there and by all means fix it as quickly as possible. They have the means, methods, capabilities. We do not. And at some point in time, we're looking at the possibility of having to close down the bridge because it is posted with the tonnage that is allowed and is not being followed, and that is not anything that we have the capability of having police on either end ticketing 24/7. So there's going to be discussion with our police department, our public works department, if that bridge is going to have to be shut down and looked into being decommissioned sooner rather than later than we had talked about. Or even looked into, because this is why we went out for the grant and received it. So just letting everybody know, we'll be posting signs, potentially Jersey barriers. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a report from Township Solicitor.
Yes, just one quick item. If you remember last year, we entered into a potential lease agreement for billboards back here along that. They're getting the work together, they're getting it done, so we'll be seeing something in the next couple of months as we're getting through the, I was just talking with their attorneys this week about our zoning ordinance and how it's gonna work with their plans, so.
Okay, great,
I'm gonna have that soon.
good. We can get Gilmore to pay for some advertising on it. Thank you. Yeah, well, listen, yeah, he probably got it free.
Well, that's after the buy
You know, I'm just
the
kidding.
banners at the park, Craig. Yes. Yeah, along with.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Scott. Okay, new business, or is there any new business? Anything? Nope. Okay, moving right along, WP Bristol LLC traffic signal easement agreement, consider take action. We need a motion on that. You want to, any suggestions on it?
Do you want to know what it is?
Sure.
Or- Okay. Or do you want to tell the public what it is?
Go
You want me
ahead.
to tell the public? It was
Thank you.
just, this is a land development over at Ford and 413, where the Wawa and the AutoZone is. And when they put the traffic signal in, the signal controller wound up being on private property, so we just need a traffic signal easement, and a motion is in order.
Make them, second.
Motion by Cindy Murphy, second by Patrick Antonello. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a deed of dedication, Nebraska Street.
Which paper street is that?
It's
Nebraska.
not a paper street.
No, it's
Would
a,
you like me to explain?
yes.
You would love to hear you explain.
Yes.
Nebraska.
That's in Newportville.
Yes, so this is where where PennDOT widened the bridge and redid the bridge over New Falls Road. Not PennDOT, Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission, I keep saying PennDOT, my apologies. Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission widened the New Falls Road Bridge, and so Nebraska comes in off of the side, and so they did it, rather than did a takings, they just kind of widened the road, and so now they want to do a deed of dedication because it's a widened road. They want the full width of the road to be a township road, rather than them have portions of it that there's no need for them to own any part of a township road.
Right, so if you go down New Falls Road, soon as you cross over the bridge to make a left into the industrial park,
Correct.
they widen that all there, just that portion of it. All right, so we need a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy,
I'll second.
second by Marcia Dunlap. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have other business, any other business? Comments from council members? Happy Valentine's Day, belated. Now we have opportunities for residents to address council. First one, Wes Wrestler, you're up.
I'm sorry, before we get him on, I did want to just say one more thing. Monday, we're off for President's Day, but it is not a waste management holiday. So trash will resume, and we have that message out there to be posted.
Wes, you're up. Dave, we're done in about 10 minutes.
I had to write down what she said, and I'm slower a little bit.
Wes, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. What do we got, Wes? What's hot?
You might not be happy to see me after I'm done.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're ready?
We're ready.
I'm on. Okay. Okay. I need to talk to you a little bit about some of your supposedly honorable and respectable people in our township. Two of them are your police officers. One of them is Sergeant Michael Sloler. One of them is John Yeiter. And the other one would be Kevin Wagner. Also to include the District Attorney Matt Weintraub and Assistant District Attorney Vince Griscavage. And what I'm up here to say something about is that Slaughter and Yeiter acted in an unlawful manner as police officers and officers of the Bucks County Courts when they executed a search warrant for my cell phone on the 26th of June of 22. The fact is that the warrant was acted upon after it had expired and was outdated. Obvious to all involved, because they all had copies of the warrant. The police officers and the district attorneys that I mentioned, Weintraub and Viscavage, are all experienced officers of the Bucks County Court of Common Pleas. The warrant was issued on the 24th of June at 4:00 a.m. by District Court Magistrate Kevin P. Wagner in Court 70103. The defendant was hospitalized at that time until on or about 14:30 p.m. of the 26th of June of 22. The affiant, Michael Slaughter, along with Officer John Yeiter, serviced the search warrant on about 1540 hours of 26 June of 22, when Wrestler returned to his residence after release from the hospital. The warrant is attached and shows that by the order of Kevin P. Wagner, the warrant expired on the 26th of June at 4:00 a.m., which would be 11 hours prior to the time that they came and confiscated my cell phone. Therefore, all five, Matt Weintraub, Assistant District Attorney Griscavage, along with the district judge, whom was aware of about it because he wrote it, Sergeant Michael Slaughter and John Yider did in fact violate Commonwealth law and statutes as stated. Therefore, all the above were in violation directed toward the defendant, Wesley Retzler, and illegally enforced that warrant. The defendant, which is myself, expects that the violators and the prosecutors be remanded or prosecuted by Commonwealth of Pennsylvania law. And I figured that since this happened in your township, and since it's your police officers, you should know about it. And I'm willing to give you a copy of it. Now, I'll hand it to you now. I got one copy. All right, I'll make copies for everybody. And you can make copies for everybody. All right. And I'll point it out to you so you know where it's at. Okay. It's right here. Okay. Well, it's supposed to be serviced by. Okay. I guess I'm pretty close to my time, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm coming up maybe 40 seconds. My next thing on my agenda, I'll probably bring up next month. Okay? And I don't think that your fire companies are going to be too happy about that neither.
All right,
Okay.
thanks for coming
Have a
out,
good
Wes.
night.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, Wes.
Is it Lana?
Laura, if I'm gonna let him take it, because I'm not feeling too good. I have stage 3 cancer and I don't feel good.
Nah.
Okay.
What's that? Randy Elton?
No, right.
You won't do that anymore.
No.
But
We
past,
had a problem.
past practice was
Yeah,
that
did-
you did do that. So when did that stop?
It stopped about a year ago. 2 years. That was when, well, I lose track of time.
Okay, so.
We'll just
so
come
we're-
back next
So
meeting.
we're all gonna go by,
The law.
okay.
Thank you,
Save it
Wes.
for next month, Wes.
And what is that? That's, oh man, they got a book on that, that the meetings go by.
Yeah, the law. Robert's rules.
Yeah, that's it, Robert's Rules, yeah. That was it.
All right, thank you for coming out.
Okay,
Next
have a
on
good
the,
one.
next on the agenda is adjournment.
Make that motion.
All in, motion by Pat Antonello, second by, hey Ray, how you doing down there? By Ray Blaylock, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. All right, have a great evening, everybody.